How's it going, Oaks? Welcome back to the Fight Scene YouTube channel. And today we are going to be talking about UFC 318, which is coming up on Saturday, July 19th. So in about 3 weeks' time. I've spoken about this card before, but here I am again today. It is diabolical, Oaks. Diabolical. For Dustin Poirier's retirement card, they have given him just a whole bunch of shit fights, really, Oaks. It is disgusting, okay? So, if you don't know, during the UFC 317 broadcast, they put up the graphic for the UFC 318 main card, okay? So here it is. I'll give you some time. Just look through that. Look through how many people you know, or how many fights actually excite you. Because it shouldn't be very many, Oaks. Okay. So, Holloway Poirier main card, like main fight, obviously insane. Okay, our co-main event, I thought it was Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori. I haven't seen that they pulled out, so I don't know why it wasn't on here. Okay, so now our co-main event is 14th ranked featherweight Dan Ige against like 43-year-old Patricio Pitbull, dude. Okay, Pitbull just fought Yair Rodriguez and got beat up for 3 rounds. He looked ass, okay? Like, he's what? How old is he? Is he 43? Oh, he's 37. Sorry, okay. I thought he was a bit older than he is. But still, he's still old, and he looked like ass in his last fight against Yair Rodriguez. So why the hell are we giving him 14th ranked Dan Ige as our co-main event? Dan Ige is always a fun fighter, yeah. But, like, what the hell is that for UFC 318 main event, co-main event? For our co-main event for UFC 317, we had a championship fight. Yeah, it was International Fight Week, but still, you could have given us a number 1 contender fight for something. But no, you've got 14th ranked featherweight Dan Ige against unranked Patricio Pitbull coming off a loss, dude. What the fuck? Okay, our next bout, Atebe Gaultier versus Robert Valentin. Okay, Oaks. Middleweight bout, both unranked. If you don't know, Gaultier, he's had 1 fight in the UFC. He knocked his opponent out. That's it. He's had 1 fight in the UFC. Valentin has had 2 fights in the UFC. He's had 2 losses. His debut, he got knocked the fuck out. And his second fight was against Torres Finney, where Finney controlled him for 3 rounds and threw 4 strikes. Okay? So that's who we're dealing with. So Gaultier will probably KO him in the first round. But, like, what is that for our 3rd fight on the main card? Then, next one, which wasn't supposed to be on this card, but now is, Paulo Costa against Roman Kopylov. I still don't even think this fight's going to happen, Oaks. Paulo Costa is due to pull out again, because he always does. So, I don't even trust that this fight's going to happen. If it does, it could be a good one. Paulo Costa did look fun in his last fight against Whitaker. I think that was his last fight. That was a sick one. But you never know with Paulo Costa. He can come out there and be sick and be fun, or he can just be a donut. So, we'll see. 13th ranked Paulo Costa against 14th ranked Kopylov. I don't know. We'll see. It could be a fun fight, but it might not even happen. Alrighty. Then, our opener of the main card. Hang on. Let me just see something here quickly, Oaks. How old is Michael Johnson? 39. So the opener of our card is 39-year-old Michael Johnson against Daniel Zellhuber. Daniel Zellhuber obviously had Fight of the Year contender in 2024 at UFC Noche against Ribovics. I've spoken about that fight before on my favorite fights. Okay? But Michael Johnson, dude, like, yeah, he's been like a legend of the game. Oh, I see this was supposed to be on 319, but they moved it to 318. That's odd. But Michael Johnson, Oaks, yeah, he's had some fire fights. Oh, he's coming off a KO win. Okay. Yeah, look, it's Michael Johnson. Like, he's also one of those fighters where he either gets KO'd or he KOs type of thing. He does always tend to put on fun fights, and Zellhuber is obviously someone who loves to stand and bang. So this could be a fun fight. But also, again, like, this is a prelim fight, Oaks. Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber, that's one you look at headlining the prelims and you go, ooh, I'm going to wake up early to watch that one. But it's not a fight you want to be waking up for your main card, and that's your first fight, is Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. That's my opinion. I think it has the potential to be a good fight, but I don't see how this is main card potential. It is more main card potential than Gautier versus Valentin. Why do we have two unranked middleweights who have had 1 and 2 fights in the UFC as our third fight of the night, or third fight on the main card? Dude. And then after that, no matter how that goes, we get really excited because then we've got Dan Ige versus Pitbull to hype us up for the main event. Oaks, I am livid. It is just like, I said this once before, and I'll say it again. Poirier has done so much for the UFC, and so does Holloway. I know it's not his retirement fight, but you got two legends of the game. Dustin is headlining in his hometown, and you have given him this trash. I don't even know if any of these fighters besides with Dustin are from Louisiana, if that's why they've put them there or some reason. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Dan Ige fights he might actually fight out of AT&T with Dustin. I don't know. I don't think Pitbull fights out of Louisiana. Certainly Gautier doesn't, Valentin doesn't, Costa, Kopilov don't, Johnson, Zellhuber. I don't think any of these oaks, look, I may be wrong, I haven't actually looked it up, but from off my dome, I'm pretty sure none of these oaks are from Louisiana. If any of them were, it would make more sense, but yeah, oaks, it just isn't what you'd hope it would be. I don't know if they have prelims loaded for 318 yet. Let's see what they got here. Okay, so on Google, the main card has Holloway Poirier, Gautier Valentin, Costa Kopilov, Johnson Zellhuber. That's all they've got for our main card so far. Our prelim. Okay, so Vettori Brendan Allen is apparently moved to the prelims. Okay, wait, this is Google. I don't know. Then here, this is actually an insane fight. Is Kyler Phillips Vinicius Oliveira? That's actually going to be a banger fight, but that's early on in the prelims. So yeah, and early prelims. Oh my goodness, it's got a lot. Oh yes, I forgot about these fights. Neil Magny, Gunnar Nelson, Adam Fugit, Islam Dulatov, Jimmy Crute, Martin Prachinio. Ass. It sucks, Oaks. It sucks. It is not a hype card, especially for Holloway's retirement fight. It just isn't. And maybe it'll be one of those cards that actually delivers some insane fights. You never know. But the lineup is just disrespectful. And then you just move on to the very next week, which is UFC Abu Dhabi. Whitaker, Derrida, Evloev, Pico, Sharabulat, Barrio, Krylov, Guskov, Almabayev, Temirov, Ibo Aslan, Marcus McGee, Peter Yan, Bryce Mitchell, Saeed Nurmagomedov. Oaks, UFC Abu Dhabi is an international fight week type card, and UFC 318 is a fucking Apex card. That's what it is. But yeah, that's my rant over Oaks. I just had to get that out there. But yeah, it's disappointing. Maybe it'll deliver, but the only fight I'm really keen to see is Michael Johnson, Zellhuber, obviously Poirier, Holloway. But the rest are so. But anyways, as always, Oaks, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, please. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll check you in the next one.